Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share a story that's incredibly close to my heart, a journey I never expected to embark on, and one that completely changed my life. It's about how love can bloom in the most unexpected places, even right next door. When I first moved into my new apartment, honestly, I was feeling a bit lost. New city, new beginnings, but also a lot of boxes and an overwhelming sense of being out of place. It was a rainy spring afternoon, and as I dragged my last box across the carpet, there was a knock at the door. And there she was, Alina, tall, calm, with a smile that just radiated ease. "Need a hand?" she asked, and in that moment, I saw her eyes light up. That was the very first spark. We became neighbors in the simplest, most comfortable way. I'd wave from the landing. She'd offer me coffee and help with errands. I told myself I enjoyed her company, the subtle ease of her presence, and that was enough. But the more time we spent together, the less comfortable I felt with that explanation. There was something more brewing, something I couldn't quite name. One evening, I walked home from work, utterly drained. The sky was dark, rain tapping against the windows. I found Alina sitting at our shared balcony's little table, a mug in her hand, an umbrella shielding her from the drizzle. "Trouble sleeping?" I asked, yawning, feeling the weight of the day. She just shrugged, gestured to a spare chair, and I sat beside her. The air smelled of wet concrete and the sweet jasmine from her tiny plant. We talked, not about anything profound, just the everyday things that weigh on you: the commute, the same songs on the radio, little things we miss from home. She told me about her small hometown, how moving here felt both exciting and a little lonely. I shared stories about my siblings and how I felt a bit lost in my new job. In the soft glow of the balcony light, I found myself looking at her in a way I hadn't before. I saw the quiet strength in her voice, the endearing way she'd tuck her hair behind her ear when she laughed. My heart did a little flutter. I tried to dismiss it, to tell myself it was nothing. Later, I went back to my apartment, but I stopped halfway down the stairs. A thought hit me, quiet but powerful. Maybe this is more than friendship. Maybe, just maybe, I'm starting to fall. It scared me, that admission, because what if I said it aloud and she didn't feel the same? So, I stayed quiet. A week later, we planned a movie night. She arrived with popcorn and 2 steaming mugs of hot chocolate. We curled up on the couch, legs tucked under blankets, watching a film neither of us had seen. During the credits, I shifted closer, my knee brushing hers. She didn't move away. We laughed, debated the ending, and for a beautiful, silent moment, we just breathed near each other. Then, so gently, so surely, she reached out and took my hand. My breath caught in my throat, and I squeezed back. That night ended with the door closing behind her, and me standing by my window, watching the city lights blur. I realized then, with crystal clarity, that I wanted to kiss her, not just hold her hand, but to really be close to her. And I hoped, with all my heart, that she felt the same. Another evening, we found ourselves walking through the park. The air was crisp, the leaves just beginning to turn gold. We shared more stories, childhood memories, first jobs, those wonderfully awkward moments we all have. We stopped at a bench beneath an old oak tree, and she turned to me, her voice soft. "I'm glad you're here." Before I could even respond, she gently brushed the hair off my forehead and leaned in, her voice barely a whisper. "May I?" I nodded, my world narrowing to just her. It felt like the entire world hushed around us. Then, our lips met. It was light and trembling at first, then deeper, warmer. Her hand found the small of my back, pulling me gently closer. I closed my eyes and let everything settle around me. The scent of autumn, the distant hum of traffic, the steady rhythm of her heartbeat against mine. When we pulled back, she smiled. That kind of smile that just makes everything right in the world. I asked, a little breathless, "Was that okay?" She laughed softly, resting her forehead against mine. More than okay. From that moment on, everything shifted. We took small, careful steps, holding hands openly, sitting side by side instead of across from each other, slowly discovering all the little quirks we loved about each other. I found myself wanting to surprise her with her favorite treat from the bakery. She brought me a little plant for my apartment, a reminder of home. We learned to love in the quiet, ordinary moments, cooking dinner together, drifting off to sleep listening to the rain, sharing secrets that had been kept for too long. Of course, there were times I worried. What would others think? What did the future hold? But then I'd look at her, see the sparkle in her eyes, hear the steady kindness in her voice, and all those doubts would just melt away. Because she made me feel truly seen, not just as a neighbor, but as someone who deeply mattered. One night, we found ourselves back on that same balcony where it all began. The sky was clear, faint stars beginning to show. She held my mug, I held hers. We sat close, comfortable, full of unspoken joy. She looked at me, her voice quiet. "Thank you for being you." I reached out, touched her cheek, and kissed her again. Slow, tender, full of everything I felt but couldn't always find the words to say. In that kiss, I found home. And as I watch her laugh now, sunlight catching in her hair, I know this story is only just beginning. Because the love I feel is quiet in the best way, simple, true, and incredibly strong. With her, everything just feels right. Thank you so much for letting me share this personal journey with you all. If this story resonated with you, or if you've ever found love in an unexpected place, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Please hit that like button, share this video with someone who might need a little love story today, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Your support means the world to me. See you in the next one.